So Neuralink just posted, we just passed 100 days since the first participant in our clinical trial received his Neuralink implant. Read our latest progress update here. And Elon said, successful 100 days with first human implant of Neuralink.
Well, that's not what I heard. I read that Neuralink is a failure. New York Post said Neuralink says its first in-human brain implant malfunctioned. CNBC said Neuralink's first in-human brain implant has experienced a problem. Company says, see, it's bad. Can't put chips in people's brains. That sounds like it's a bad sci-fi movie.
Have you seen sci-fi movies, old man? All right, look, Elon responded to this on X. He said, this illustrates just how much the legacy media lies to the public.
Well, I just don't understand how this works because you say that Neuralink is great, but the New York Post says that it had a malfunction.
Well, let's get to that. So this is what the legacy media does, right? They spin the news negative to get eyeballs. Would you have read their articles if they had said, first human Neuralink brain implant patient says, quote, this is a quote from the patient, y'all are giving me too much. It's like a luxury overload. I haven't been able to do these things in 8 years, and now I don't know where to even start allocating my attention.
Uh-oh. Luxury overload. 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 Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
You should go work for Business Insider. That's perfect.
See,
Look,
he even admitted it.
Look, that's an actual quote from Noland Arbaugh, the first Neuralink patient. So yes, in the weeks following the implant, a few of the 1,024 electrode threads retracted from Nolan's brain, and he had a decrease in what's called BPS, or bits per second, which is the standard measure for speed and accuracy of Nolan controlling the computer with his mind.
People before the Neuralink were playing this game as well, and they had certain records in this game. I think that record was like 4 point something at that time. I think I broke that on my first day doing this.
Uh-oh.
Yes,
The threads retracted from his brain?
Yes.
Did they suck his brain out of his skull? Oh, no. Malfunction. Overload. Danger. I guess the ads in his brain are not going to play properly now.
All right, there. You can see the decrease in this chart, right? But the engineers at Neuralink, quote, modified the recording algorithm to be more sensitive to neural population signals, improved the techniques to translate these signals into cursor movements, and enhanced the user interface. These refinements produced a rapid and sustained improvement in BPS that has now superseded Nolan's initial performance. Isn't that incredible? So some of the electrodes did pull out, but they reprogrammed it so it works even better with less electrodes. And yet, of course, legacy media goes negative. One of the most amazing new technologies to come along ever. And the legacy media decides to spin it, like you did, negative, so that most people walk away not knowing the truth that this young man's life has been changed for the better by an incredible new innovation. Shame on you, legacy media. By the way, Nolan posted this. Also, you should have me on your show, Joe Rogan. So yes, definitely. Joe Rogan, put him on your show so we can ask him if he's getting ads in his brain or whether like this is not making his life different.
And I just want to talk about this just a little bit because most people have no idea what Neuralink is. Nope. No clue at all.
This should be the biggest news story of the decade.
And here's why. Because we haven't had Neuralink before. You've been able to put like a thing, like a cap over your head and kind of, assess some of the brain signals, but you haven't had a direct interface between the brain and a computer. What this allows people to do, just for everyone who doesn't know, the first few little easy ones are, if you have your spinal cord severed, is first of all, Nolan, this is his case, he can control a computer now.
Yeah.
So when he normally can't move a mouse around with his hand, he can now do it with his brain. And that has allowed him to essentially live his life a little bit nicer than he was before.
Yeah.
The next part is, if you can take brain signals and turn them into computer signals, then what you could do is implant a different set of chips in like your lower motor cortex area. What you can then do is stimulate muscles using external sources to be able to walk again using your own muscles.
And a third one would be pretty soon they're hoping to restore eyesight.
We are so lucky to be living right now. This could have been in your history books, right? You could see a picture of Nolan in your history books and have a little blurb paragraph, but you were able to get primary sources in real time because he is alive right now and he is able to tweet using his brain.
He's inviting people to play video games with him. Like, that's amazing.
So I just take a minute, think about it using your brain, because there are so many advances that are going to help so many people. And we're just at the very beginning of it.
And look, if you want to share what you've learned here on Now You Know with a friend, but you don't want to share the whole hour-long episode, go to our Clips channel on YouTube or go to X, where we chop these into little bite-sized pieces that are easy to share. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for watching Now You Know Clips.
You can watch full episodes of Tesla Time News on Tuesdays and in-depths on Fridays. Just click the link down below and head over to the Now You Know channel.